Alright, Prey. This is a new Predator spin-off movie, and it feels like, to me at least, it kind of flew under the radar because it went straight to streaming and it's on Disney Plus, and I think in America it's on Hulu. Now, this is a prequel to the other Predator movies set around 300 years ago, where a Predator is sent to Earth to find the mightiest opponent it can, to fight and conquer. You know, that's what Predators are all about. They're all about being the best, fighting the toughest opponent. These opponents consist of the wildlife such as bears and lions and wolves and all that good stuff, and a tribe, with the story focusing on a young woman who wants to prove herself as a hunter to the rest of the tribe. I liked this movie. It was very to the point. It didn't try to mess about trying to set up like Predator lore and try and link to the other movies. It was just trying to be an entertaining movie that had a predator in it. It basically just took a simple idea of what if a predator dropped onto Earth 300 years ago and there were tribes people about at the time. And it was an entertaining movie because it was a simple premise. You know, it had really cool action sequences and it had a really cool setting and it had very good performances from everyone involved. The fact that this was set so long ago as well was cool. You know, there's no cities and there's no guns, there's no like military equipment. It just really felt like two hunters going at it in great locations like forests and cliff sides and rivers and massive open fields and bogs. Just very, very cool. The main character, Naru, played by Amber Mid Thunder, very cool name by the way. She was really good here. She retained my interest, and the plot as a whole did. The whole cat and mouse game between her and the predator. You know, she's trying to figure out how the hell she can stop this ultimate enemy, and also her own goal, of course, is to, you know, prove that she can be a good hunter. And this is a major step up from a lion or a bear. You know, this is the top level. Now, this isn't a movie that I would say does anything amazing or spectacular. I don't think it breaks any ground here, but it just does what it needs to do well. It does it effectively. You know, it gets from A to Z in an interesting way. It doesn't slow down at any point. You know, it always keeps its momentum, and that makes it entertaining throughout. The movie is quite short. It's 1 hour and 40 minutes, but any longer than that, and that's when the film starts to contain like subplots that maybe aren't that interesting, or it tries to link to prior installments in the Predator franchise, and that's where you run the risk of losing it. It's for the best that this film was shorter, because I wouldn't really have wanted it to go on any longer. At that point I would have felt it was overstaying its welcome. I think it pretty much hit the nail on the head for runtime. Of course, if maybe they'd taken a risk and tried to link it to other Predator movies and they'd done it right and they'd done it in an effective way, it could have taken this movie to new heights. It could have, you know, revived the franchise. Not like it's dead, but it really could have brought it back into the spotlight. But honestly, when you look at other movies that are spin-offs and they try to attempt that, it usually falls flat. They never hit the heights of the original. In fact, they don't even get anywhere close to an original. So it's probably for the best that this film decided to like stay in its own lane and just say, listen, we're going to make a Predator movie. We're not going to try and tie it to anything. We're just going to try and tell a good story, because a lot of these spin-offs now, they end up just souring a franchise. You know, they end up making it look worse than it is. Of course, they made a Predator movie in 2018 called The Predator, and that flopped. I haven't seen it, but from what I read, it was making attempts to link to prior movies, and it has like a 5 on IMDb. I think that kind of says everything you need to hear. You know, it's just not a good movie, and it got pretty atrocious reviews, whereas this, it's getting pretty positive feedback. Prey gives itself a big enough time span. You know, it's far back enough in time from the original Predator movie with Arnie. So in a sense, all the writers or the creators of this movie are saying is, well, a Predator actually came to Earth before Arnie, you know, ever fought that Predator. It was like 300 years ago, and you know, that's what happened. And I think that's for the best. You know, it's not trying to link. There's not like some major back plot going on here. It's like, oh my god, what if that Predator's? No, it's just, this is just a Predator who's come down to beef. That's it. And that doesn't bother me at all, because it makes no effect to that original movie and any of its sequels. It doesn't risk tarnishing anything, because if this movie sucked, it wouldn't matter, because it's not linked to any of those other ones. It's not trying to like revive something. But this movie didn't suck. I thought it was pretty damn good. It honestly didn't do much wrong. Some stuff felt over the top, and then you get the usual, you know, how was the Predator not killed that person there. But I was entertained here. I thought the film did a good job. I would recommend people to watch this movie. You know, I would say it's a good movie. If you like Predator movies, you just like Predator in general, watch this movie. It's good. It's probably one of the best ones they've made. And you know, they've made a lot of sequels with Predator, and they've done Alien vs Predator and stuff. This is a good movie. It doesn't happen often where a movie just does its job well. So much of the time now with movies, they're just trying to, you know, connect to other things or set up other movies. But this movie was just like, yeah, let's just be a good standalone film. And it did that, so I'd give it a 7.5 out of 10. In terms of rewatchability, you know, I don't think it has the most rewatch value, but if it came on late night TV, I'd be sure to watch it. I've been Joe Squared. If you've seen Prey, feel free to let me know what you think about it. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.